It's interesting. I mean, legitimate business reason is quite wide. I see two real reasons, right, in my interpretation of it. First is the age-old checks and balances, right? We've been keeping records. It's one of the things you can thank the Romans for, Monty Python style. But it's checks and balances. It's money in, money out, and its primary purpose was taxation, right, for the government. That's why we've got in every different country tax regulations, and you need to keep your financial records for X number of years. Yeah. So first one, is regulations around checks and balances. So whether it's financial regulations, solicitors regulation, there's a law. And then the other one I see is contracts. So if you've created a contract that's going to last 25 years, then you will want to keep that contract data for 25 years, of course, which would have individuals or companies or whatever it might be. Health records might be another one as well, but that comes back down to legislation. The government dictates that life of the patient plus 25 years, for example. So those are the two things for me. Legitimate to me is not understanding that John Woolley likes to read this type of book and then present me with different services, right? Legitimate reasons, which will kill most marketing departments, is not what else can I sell you, right?
Well, I think it comes down to capturing what you believe to be legitimate processing of data within the bounds of your business or what you're there to do, and then gaining consent for that processing. So, it might be okay for me to know what kind of books you read and market to you according to that, as long as I've told you I'm doing so. That's a legitimate. Oh,
absolutely, purpose. Yeah. And that comes down to the consent of the individual, right? So, I mean, I guess that's where we look at it going today moving forward. And it's funny, you see within these businesses, they are asking now to go, do you mind if we send you marketing information? Right. Your job is to opt out or to opt in more than opt out today, right?
Yeah, opt out's not good under GDPR.
Yeah, exactly, right? But it's how do you detach that? So what if an individual changes their mind, right? I go back to that viewpoint that the days of IT departments keeping everything just in case because they've got no clear direction from the business, long gone, right? Yeah. Those days will be numbered.
Okay, so what impact does that have on kind of the big data analytics processing that goes on within a business? We all know it happens, churning data to try and find the next big thing, or the next big product. What impact does that have under GDPR?
Well, again, it's about personal information, right? But this is also legitimate business reasons. So I've used the example before where you buy a product, right? A legitimate business reason as well is around the product itself. So you want to know for warranty, for example, that the product was manufactured on X date, was sold to me on Y date, and therefore my warranty runs for 3 years. You don't need to know everything about John Woolley about buying that product, what his preferences are along a number of different things, so you can sell me more of the ilk. What you're looking to do is basically go, I need to track the product more. Now maybe that's where it will change in big data. So what you want to do is have a look at the numbers of units sold, what type of unit was sold at what particular part of the year. That's where big data will give you. The opt-in, the portable part will be the demographics of the individuals who bought it, and that's the piece that you'll have to opt in. But also look at it, so we talk about legacy data. The challenge will be the warehouses that you've built over the years of all this back information. How can you ensure, the big question is, how can you ensure those individuals are opted in? Yeah. And if they do opt out at any point, how do you get rid of them?
Well, so in terms of consent, consent being effectively a contract then to process my information, and I need to be able to say, don't do that anymore, or change my mind effectively. That requires that level of transparency on the part of the data controller and data processor to tell me what they're doing, and I think transparency absolutely underlies all of the principles of GDPR.